Early life and revolutionary beginnings. Vladimir Lenin was born in Simbirsk, Russia in 1870. His birth name was Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov. Growing up, he witnessed the harsh conditions faced by Russian peasants and workers. This deeply affected him and shaped his views on justice and equality. As a young man, Lenin became increasingly interested in changing how the Russian government worked. He was inspired by the ideas of Karl Marx and other revolutionary thinkers. He spent countless hours reading books about politics, economics, and revolutionary strategies. His dedication to learning was unwavering. In 1887, Lenin's older brother, Alexander Ulyanov, was arrested and executed for his involvement in a plot to assassinate Tsar Alexander III. This tragic event had a profound impact on Lenin, making him even more determined to fight against the oppressive Tsarist regime. He joined a revolutionary group called the Bolsheviks, who were committed to overthrowing the Tsar and establishing a new government based on socialist principles. Due to his revolutionary activities, Lenin became a target for the Tsarist police. He was forced to flee Russia to avoid arrest. While in exile, Lenin lived in various countries, including Germany and Switzerland. During this time, he continued to write extensively, sharing his revolutionary ideas and strategies with his fellow Bolsheviks and other revolutionaries around the world. The spark of revolution. In 1917, Russia was in chaos because of World War I. The war had drained the country's resources and morale, leaving the nation on the brink of collapse. People were tired of the war, and there was not enough food. Starvation and poverty were rampant, and the harsh winter only made things worse. The Tsar was losing control of the country. His inability to address the people's suffering and the ongoing war led to widespread discontent. Lenin saw this as a chance to start a revolution. From his exile, he meticulously planned and strategized, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He returned to Russia with the help of Germany. The Germans hoped that Lenin's return would destabilize Russia further, aiding their own war efforts. He gave speeches and wrote pamphlets, urging the people to rise up against the Tsar. His words were powerful and persuasive, igniting the revolutionary spirit in many. He promised them peace, land, and bread. These simple yet profound promises resonated deeply with the war-weary and starving populace. Lenin's words resonated with the Russian people. They saw in him a leader who understood their plight and offered a tangible solution. They were tired of war and hunger. The endless suffering had pushed them to the brink, and they were ready for change. They wanted a change, and Lenin offered them a vision of a better future. His vision of a society where everyone had enough to eat and lived in peace was a powerful motivator, sparking the flames of revolution that would change Russia forever. Lenin's rise to power. The February Revolution in 1917 forced the Tsar to give up his throne. A temporary government was put in place, but it was weak and unable to solve Russia's problems. Lenin and the Bolsheviks saw this as their opportunity. They gained more and more support, promising to end the war and give power to the workers. In October 1917, the Bolsheviks, led by Lenin, seized control of the government. This was the start of the Bolshevik Revolution. The Bolsheviks take control. After taking power, Lenin faced many challenges. He had to end Russia's involvement in World War I, which he did by signing a peace treaty with Germany. This treaty, however, came with significant territorial losses for Russia. Lenin also had to deal with a civil war, as many groups opposed the Bolsheviks. The civil war lasted for several years and was brutal, but the Bolsheviks eventually emerged victorious. Building a new Russia. After the Civil War, Lenin focused on rebuilding Russia. He introduced a new economic policy called the New Economic Policy, or NEP, which allowed for some private enterprise to stimulate the economy. Lenin also wanted to spread the idea of communism around the world. He believed that workers in all countries should unite and overthrow their capitalist governments. To achieve this, he formed the Communist International, or Comintern, in 1919. Lenin's enduring legacy is one that continues to shape the world even today. In his later years, Lenin's health deteriorated significantly. He suffered from a series of debilitating strokes that left him increasingly incapacitated. Ultimately, these health issues led to his death in 1924. His passing marked the end of an era, but the beginning of a lasting legacy. Despite his relatively short time in power, Lenin's impact on Russia and the world was profound. He was a visionary leader who transformed political landscapes. Lenin led the first successful communist revolution, overthrowing the old regime and establishing the Soviet Union, a powerful communist state that would last for decades. His revolutionary ideas and theories about communism inspired countless movements and leaders across the globe, from Mao Zedong in China to Fidel Castro in Cuba. Today, Lenin's legacy remains a subject of intense debate among scholars and the public alike. While some view him as a hero, others see him as a controversial figure. Regardless, his significance as a historical figure is undeniable, and his influence can still be felt in modern political thought and movements.